Can you grow fussy anthuriums in low humidity? Let's find out. Hello everyone, welcome to The Mess. My name is Jake, also known as Blanket for Life, and The Mess, and all that stuff. Today we have a very popular and also very fussy, notoriously fussy anthurium known as Kunayala right here. Let me just show you real quick. Look at that beautiful leaf, and look at that ugly leaf right there! Oh! Okay, so the deal with these things, they tend to hold on to one nice leaf at a time, and all the rest go to hell. Unless you have like crazy high humidity, like 75, 80, 90%, you know, like stuff that's not sustainable in ambient conditions. Like, and I don't have humidifiers, I'm not doing that. I have a whole video on why I hate humidifiers. If you want to go check that out, I'll leave a link for it below. They actually damaged my computer screen 3 times. Thankfully, by like the skin of my teeth, it was under warranty. I'm talking like by a day. But yeah, I'll put up some photos of what these guys look like under really nice lighting, because what's really cool about Kunayala is that they have these really round leaves. Everyone's into the dark foliage and the long, narrow leaves, but this guy has these lighter green leaves that are very iridescent, and it has this muted venation, semi-muted venation, and this very round, just adorable leaf shape. Just the cutest little heart-shaped leaf. So the backstory on this guy, he was discovered in a province in Panama known as Gunayala, and that's where the name Kunayalense comes from. So Kunayala, and then the ense is the Latin suffix for originating in or inhabitant of. Also, if you've heard of the San Blas Islands, this is the same place. It's a very popular tourist destination in Panama. Very, very beautiful, but it was changed to Kunayala, which means land of the Kuna. The Kuna are an indigenous people of Colombia and Panama. They used to live up in the mountains, but then when they were driven out by the conquistadors, they sought refuge on an archipelago of hundreds of islands, about 365 islands or so, and now they are just tucked away in this secluded paradise. Now it's not even called Kunayala anymore. They changed it from a K to a G, literally 1 year after this guy was described. So he was named Kunayalense after Kunayala. But then the next year, the Panama government changed it from a K to a G to more accurately represent the, I guess, pronunciation in the Kuna language, because I guess they don't, I think the story is they don't have an equivalent for K in their language, so they changed it to a G. It's really cool because it's essentially like its own country. It's part of Panama, but you have to go through checkpoints when you go over the border of Kunayala. And fun fact, they have been freed for about 100 years. Next year will be 100 years since the Guna people rose up against the Panama government, demanded their freedom, and got it. So good on them. And I also just want to spread more awareness about them because I think they're so fascinating. And they are being affected by climate change because they do live, you know, like I said, on an archipelago. They're right on the sea, and their houses, you know, they don't have access to, they've really chosen to not have access to, you know, modern day influences such as, you know, internet, electricity, you know, it's very, very minimal there. So, you know, they are, you know, trying to prevent erosion on their islands by planting trees. You know, their houses are like right on the water. So they're very, very vulnerable. I will be doing a video on that, so stay tuned for that. Or if you're watching this in the future, I'll link it below. But this guy, you know, the whole Kunayala backstory and everything just really fascinates me. So they connect us to our past. The Guna people are contacted indigenous people. We have uncontacted indigenous people like in the Amazon rainforest. There's a very infamous island, I think off the coast of, is it India? It starts with an S, but there are uncontacted tribes that have chosen to, like, they want nothing to do with modern man, because they probably have heard stories and, you know, they're probably scared of the helicopters they see, or like the guns that they see or whatever, or maybe like in the past, maybe they had one really bad interaction with outsiders, and now they just don't trust anyone, so they will attack if you get too close. So they're on, you know, these like reservations, if you will, and you know, the governments of whatever country they happen to be in tell everyone like, stay out, you know, like leave it untouched. So it's really, really interesting when you learn about not just contacted tribes, but also uncontacted tribes. I mean, that's when you get really deep into it. But we can learn a lot about the Guna people. We can learn a lot about our past because, I mean, we almost see them as different. You know, we almost see them as like, and this is going to sound really offensive, but we almost see them as like, you know, orangutans, like swinging in the trees, or we see them as like chimpanzees. We don't really... I feel like we don't see them as human. I feel like when we see them on documentaries and stuff, and they're talking in their, you know, their own language and you know, the clothing they wear, they just seem so exotic and so like separated from what we perceive as humanity, and like they almost seem animalistic, but they're not. Yeah, I mean, yes, humans are animals, but the reason we separate ourselves from animals in the first place was to, you know, make ourselves feel more important. And anyway, like, I could go on and on about that, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about growing fussy anthuriums, fuss-free people. Now, one thing that I have noticed when it comes to anthuriums in particular, I think it can extend to other aroids, other plants as well. Anthuriums that tend to require high humidity, or people say they require higher humidity to really thrive and be nice and bushy and lush and grow really vigorously, it really comes down to moisture. And I found that the lower the ambient humidity is, the more moisture retentive the substrate, the medium it's growing in, has to be. So people that grow these more fussy collector plants in grow tents, greenhouses, you know, down in Florida or whatever, or in, you know, cabinets. I mean, in here, it's 100% humidity. And I find that if something in here is planted in moss, it is much more likely to rot because it's staying way too wet. Versus if I have something in here that is planted in something really free draining like Philodendron, maybe some orchid bark, you know, something where it just, the water will just drain completely through it, and it would probably dry out here within like a day or two. It does great in there. Out here, not so much. But I find that plants do really well out here when they're planted in a more moisture-retentive substrate that's still well draining. That's the big caveat, guys. So I have this guy currently in, if I can just show you, just like to-go container, guys. It's in a to-go container. That's what it is, a to-go container. See that? And do you see how there's like moisture, like there's water sitting on the bottom? I find this guy just loves to like just sit in water. So I think his pet peeve is that he just wants to sit in water all the time. He just wants a wet diaper, guys, 24/7. Don't change his diaper, but we are gonna change his diaper today. They don't root super fast, but you can kind of see like there's some roots in there. You know, it's kind of a translucent container. Look how it's the same height. Do you see how that's the same height right there? So what we're literally going to do is just take him out, put him right in, and then just fill around. We're not going to disturb his root system very much. Because I would love for this guy to flower. I would love to breed with him. I'd love to be nice and healthy. I'd love to create Kunayala seedlings that I could acclimate to like more ambient conditions or not crazy high humidity and sell those to people, because I feel like this is such a beautiful plant, but it's kind of gate kept because of the care, and then also like the whole gatekeeping culture of aroids and stuff, which we won't even get into. We're just gonna go for it, guys. Okay, so literally, look at that. Oh, that's why I love growing in cylindrical containers, guys, because it just comes right out. But do you see? Oh, look at the roots. Can you see the roots? Do you see how they're nice and white with the nice white tips? That is great. We want to see that. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Put him down gently. And there is some fluval stratum that was left down here. I'm going to pour that in here. And I have some... Okay, now we need the big Barney bag. Did anyone watch Barney? Didn't he have like the big Barney bag or something? I don't know. That's such a distant memory. I can't quite remember it. But yeah, we're gonna take some more fluval stratum. I need something to cut this open. Or do I? No, I don't. Well, maybe I do. No, I don't. I got open. You're mine. So we're going to fill it in about an inch. I'll have Roborock at that later. Are you seeing this guy? It's like an inch or so. And we're just going to put this guy in. And hopefully he will love the extra moisture. He won't dry out quite as quickly in this wider vessel. And hopefully that'll make him happier and hold on to more leaves at a time. That would be nice. Okay, we're gonna put him right in there just like that. Let's position him nicely. Oh, there's just so much hair. This is getting in the way. We're going to create our substrate. So I have him planted in sphagnum moss with some tree fern, a little bit of charcoal, I think, and maybe some fluval stratum in there. We're just gonna recreate that, guys, because I don't wanna use, for example, I don't wanna use pumice, because this is too free draining. It'll dry out too quickly. I don't want to use like orchid mix. I don't want to use big chunks of bark and stuff like that. I don't want to use any more charcoal because again, it's too chunky. So I want to use stuff that's more compact, still aerated. You know, I'm not talking peat moss compact, but more compact where there's not going to be big air pockets while the roots are growing into that medium. You feel me? So we're going to use a little bit of tree fern. Let's just take like, I don't know, let's just start with 2 handfuls. We can always add more. Let's do like 2 handfuls of moss. Look how nice and neat I'm being today. Oh, except this. Oh, speaking of neat, guys, if you saw one of my other videos where you saw the massive cords over there, look how nice it looks now. Don't it look just nice and neat? Okay, so now we're going to put in a little bit of fluval stratum. Maybe like, I don't know, like, it's not a science, guys, but if I'm doing like 2 parts sphagnum moss, 2 parts tree fern, I'm doing like a part of this fluval. Fluval has some nice antibacterial properties. It has some anti-algae properties, because this is like fish tank stuff. So it makes sense that it would keep algae at bay. I find that algae doesn't build up nearly as fast when I put in some of this stuff. Okay, so now we're gonna take some, work it. Don't look at my ass. Next, we're gonna take some water that I put in a little bit of silica blast. That is it right there. I'll leave a link for it below if you would like to purchase some yourself. People are using this and it's like all the rage these days. This and Myco. I haven't tried Myco yet, but people say this stuff is really, really working. And I'm in the beginning stages of trying it out, so I have no comment on it yet, but you're always trying it out. And I'm hoping that this will help make these plants hardier, you know, make them more adaptable to stress, I guess, like the stress of low humidity, because we're going into winter. It's gonna be like 30% or 25% humidity. The sky, get ready! Okay, so we're going to mix this up. We're gonna get it nice and wet. Oh yeah, you like that? Mm-hmm. You like that nice silica? Ugh, too much hair. I need a Beyonce fan. But then you guys won't be able to hear me. I just need a fan just blowing me like... There's a lady on, was it TikTok or Instagram Reels, and she's got like these really fun videos where she just looks like an 80s or 70s pop star, and she just like, she's got like a cigarette and she's just, you know, whipping the hair around, and I'm like, ooh, that's like me in every music video that I've ever done. By the way, if you didn't know, I make music. I'll link my music below as well. I'm gonna put in a little bit more tree fern, because I just like it. I like to feel rich, because it says premium, or does it? I don't know. It's purple, and purple is the color of premium hose. Okay, let's just go to town. We're literally, guys, there is no, can you see that nice leaf? Let's show off the nice leaf, not the bad leaf. Oh, and let me just tell you something, guys. I'm kind of like calling BS on the care requirements of some of these plants, because this guy was growing in the terrarium, 100% humidity, 90 to 100% humidity, and he put out like the most ugly leaves ever. I then take him out, he puts out this leaf, which came out beautifully, and this was like, you know, maybe a month or 2 ago. This leaf started going to hell as this one was coming out. So what's most likely happening is that he is taking energy, probably either moisture and or nutrients from the older foliage to feed the new foliage. I find this is very common with Dresslery, which is another Fussy type. I actually find them to be relatively easy with my no drainage system, but people find them to be fussier. Let's take some of this top stuff out. We don't want it getting in the way. Jake, be serious. It's time to be serious for once in your life. That's not fun though. Who wants to be serious? If I took myself seriously, I would never open my mouth. Because nothing serious ever comes out. Woo-hoo! I just like the light and dark color, like the tree fern mixed with the moss, the light and dark color. I just love the aesthetic of it. It just looks really nice. Oh my god, so much hair. Guys, we are almost there. Also, one thing that really helps with Anthuriums is covering the base of the stem with some moisture-retentive material like sphagnum moss, or just whatever substrate that you have. Not burying the stem, but just a little extra around it. And I find that that actually helps them kind of retain some local humidity. I am retaining some local humidity. I'm just sweating, and I got hair in my face, in my mouth. I might as well just... it's like really thin spaghetti. And I can't fix it because now it... Can't do it. There are some of you that I've noticed found me from my... I'm just going to leave the hair crazy like this. There are some of you watching these videos that found me recently from the little mini docs I've been doing, and you're like, oh my god, I didn't realize like you're so crazy. I thought you were like all serious and stuff. And I'm welcome to the party! That's so funny. I fooled you guys. I hooked you! Guys, get your evil laugh on. Get your evil laugh on because 'tis Halloween season. Hey, we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. We're getting really close, guys. We're getting close. We're almost done. We're almost done. My neighbors are probably listening through the walls like, what is happening over there? I'm just like screaming. Ah! All right, then we're gonna take some of this moss, put it around the stem, let's get all this rubbish and get it in there. Yeah. So I'm hoping that this guy will stay moist for longer and he will root out more into this wider vessel, and he'll be happier that way because he will be staying more moist, will have more local humidity for his roots and his stem and all that good stuff. Okay. Where are the paper towels? They're all the way over there, guys. They're all the way over there. BRB. Oh, and my left leg is asleep. Oh. And before anyone asks, no, I do not have a table. I mean, I do, but I got rid of it because space. Your boy lives in a studio apartment, and I just wasn't using the table enough. And now that I make these videos, I kind of wish I still had it. It's under my bed, guys. It's under my bed, like, but it's all disassembled. I think it's disassembled. It's all disassembled. I don't want to take it all out. Also, where am I gonna put it? I got no place to put it. Like, it'll make these videos a lot easier, but also, like, life is not always about being easy. It's about, what is life about? It's about, making money. It's all, the world's about money. It's all about making lots of money. As much money as you can. Because when you got money, and you're having a bad day, you can just buy yourself anything and feel better. You know what? Screw all those people that say money can't buy happiness. You know what? There's a lot of things I can buy that would make me happy. Oh, yes. I can think of a lot of things right now I could buy that would make me happy. You know what I'd like to buy, guys? I'd like to buy a bit of rainforest in Central or South America and have it be like an aeroid sanctuary one day. I would love to do that. I might look into that. All right, now we're gonna take this like dirty water with some stuff left in it. I'm just going to fill that in so that there's some water sitting on the base. The base being the fluvial stratum, 1 inch of base. If you were paying attention before, that's what that is. Okay, let's put a little bit more in, and I'm making a mess. But what else is new, guys? Nothing. Really nothing is new. Oh, okay. His stem. Okay, guys, do you see, if I put it this way, do you guys see, if I zoom in, the quality might not be the best, but do you see how, like, this is a little bit too much? You don't want the leaves to be like that. Like, no. You will get stem rot if you do that. They need to breathe. Your babies need to breathe, guys, so you gotta give it a little bit of space. So do that. Make sure a little bit of stem is always outside, or I'm sorry, above the medium, okay? All right? And then, clean yourself, please. Clean yourself. And then, oh, wait, oh! There's a little bit too much stuff in here. I'm gonna take a little bit out. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I'll throw it into like one of my bigger pots or whatever. I'll throw some of this extra stuff in there. I can always throw a little bit extra in there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think he's done. I think he is done, son. Oh. Ew, it's gross. See, this is why I can't be a parent, because I can't change a diaper. Changing a diaper would be like this to me. And it would be this messy. It would take this long. You know, these videos are not that long, but this is taking me like 40 minutes. Yeah. Oh, and my leg is numb again. Okay, now let's clean off the baby brat. Let's clean you up, little brat. And then you'll thank me by putting out lots of new leaves. And then I can propagate you, and you'll make me a lot of money. And then maybe one day you'll buy me a house, and you'll let me move in with you, and you'll take care of me. And then you'll change my diapers one day. My leg is in 1,000 pieces right now. There's just ants in my pants. Ugh. Where did it go? Oh, it's over here. I knew that, though. I knew that. No, you didn't, Jake. Stop lying. Let's get rid of all this rubbish. All right. In the trash you go. And look at that. Look how easy that was, guys. Isn't that so easy? So easy. All right. There he is, guys. Looking all cute. Well, except for him. But I'll leave him on for now. Because I do want to, like, display him. Because when he has at least one leaf, that leaf is just so pretty. You see that? You see that? Ain't nothing to it, right? Oh, you guys probably noticed my Variegated Gloriosum. Let me show you him real quick. Here is the mess. Looks pretty cute. If you look closely, which you can't because there's just too much forest. How do I do this? Can I do it like, oh, can I do it like that? There we go. If you look closely, if it focuses, you will see that I cut it at each node. So I have this growth point that put out a leaf with a tiny bit of irrigation. Where is it? That's it. And then I have this growth point coming in. Then I have this growth point coming in that put out this leaf. So we'll see what happens there. And then I have this growth point that went all variegated. Right there, you see that? This is like the OG Variegated Gloriosum. It ain't those TC ones. It ain't those Thai constellation looking ones. It ain't those marbled looking ones. This is the original one where it's very, very unstable. And I think that's why they go for so much money, because it's hard to get like a nice plant. Like it's hard to get, like that is like the most perfect, beautiful leaf right there. Oh, it's got 3 different colors. I love it. So that leaf came out of this growth point, which then put out this leaf. So yeah, it's eh. And then it put out this leaf with that little tiny speck of irrigation. So, you know, just because, oh no, not this one. Just because the leaf comes out looking like this doesn't mean the next leaf's gonna look like that necessarily. This growth point put out like 3 or 4 green leaves and then just randomly put out this one. But I feel like if I get enough nodes popping off, then my chances of having like a nice big bushy plant with some nice variegated leaves throughout, I'm here for that. And I've since taken a propagation of him and sold it, so I've made some money off of it. I got this in a tray, by the way. It was a one little chunk, one leaf, little chunk. That was it. And it's turned into this. Oh, by the way, because they're crawlers, look at that. Look how it's trying to push itself out of the pot. You cannot contain these things, I swear. So honestly, maybe in like a couple months, I'm gonna have to, like after a couple more leaves come out on this end, I'm gonna have to take this part off, probably propagate this part. But yeah, so there's that guy, and Ooh, this guy. I kind of want to feature him more, but like I don't know how to feature him because like at the end of the day, he's just a Gloriosum, but he's variegated. You know, so I don't know. So like we'll see. Maybe I'll do a video on like me cutting the nodes, and we'll see like in another few months like what he does. Maybe I'll do a whole video on this and how I can get more variegation. But that's gonna do it for you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Let me just wipe off some of that grease. That is some hard work, and hard work is good work. And if you know what that's from, God bless you. All right, peace.